Coon, formerly marketed as Red Coon, is the Australian trademark of a cheddar cheese produced by the Warrnambool Cheese and Butter Company, which is majority owned by Canadian dairy company Saputo Inc. The Kraft Walker Cheese Co. launched a cheese known as Red Coon around 1931. In October 1949, Kraft Foods Inc. registered the trademark Coon for cheese with the U.S. Patent Office, claiming use since 1910. The company formally stated that the name derived from the American cheesemaker Edward Coon of Philadelphia, who patented a method in the U.S. in 1926 for fast maturation of cheese via high temperature and humidity. However, there appears to be no indication in older Australian sources that Kraft Walker Cheese Co. patented or used his method. On the 13th of January 2021, the chair and CEO of Saputo Inc. announced that Coon cheese was to be rebranded as Cheer Cheese. The new name scheduled to be launched in July 2021. The name was chosen to signify happiness. In 1916, Fred Walker, after having had some success with manufacturing foods, learned of Chicago businessman James L. Kraft's processing method of halting the maturation of cheese. Walker went to the United States to meet him and acquired the Australian rights to use this method. He began a partnership with Kraft to manufacture this processed cheese in 1925. And in May 1926, the Kraft Walker Cheese Co. was registered, the parent company of Kraft Foods Ltd. Kraft Walker then began to make processed Kraft cheddar cheese at their South Melbourne plant. From around July 1931, a cheese was marketed by Kraft Walker Cheese Co. as Red Coon, which was not processed in any way, but very finely matured by a secret method, which gives it a distinctive mellow flavor and smooth consistency. The same article refers to special technical staff, which engaged in the preparation of new products, including Red Coon. The cheese was also advertised as being 2 years old. Walker had hired Cyril Callister as chief scientist and production superintendent of his factory. And it was he who had formulated Vegemite and the Kraft Walker recipe for processed cheese. Callister also built up a well-staffed laboratory at the factory. According to author, academic and activist Stephen Hagan, Red Coon cheese used a different method to Coon's, as it was pasteurized, which was not part of his patented process. In November 1934, Kraft Walker leased the factory owned by Warrnambool Cheese and Butter at Lansford, and soon expanded it. Red Coon was coated with red wax, later replaced with cellophane, and the red stripe in the current logo as a residual reference to the original packaging. It also said that production of Red Coon paused in December 1942 because of World War II, and began again in June 1948 at Lansford and also at Quinalo on the Darling Downs in Queensland. On the 7th of October 1949, Kraft Foods registered the trademark Coon with the U.S. Patent Office, claiming use since 1910. In November 1951, a new Kraft Walker factory, primarily for the manufacture of processed cheese, was opened in Northgate, Brisbane. The buildings included a cool store for Red Coon cheese, which was being made at Quinalo in Queensland, and described as macho cheese. It is described as macho in many advertisements and articles in the 1950s. Although one article explicitly excludes it from the category of cheddar cheeses. Red Coon cheese was referred to in a discussion about grading cheese in the Queensland Parliament in December 1958. Advertising under this name seemed to have dried up in 1959. In 1959, Coon tasty cheese starts appearing in the press, with an illustrated advertisement showing labels which call the processed product cheddar and the Coon variety, sold in 8-ounce packages, described as Kraft Natural Tasty Coon Cheese, fully matured, with a robust flavor men really appreciate. A 1961 ad, also in the Australian Women's Weekly, shows a slightly different label, including the information that it is manufactured in Melbourne by Kraft Foods Ltd. The ad says it is aged to full maturity, and its marketing suggests its appeal to active men. Lion Dairy and Drinks operated the brand for some years. until Warrnambool Cheese and Butter bought back the brand in May 2015. Coon is the Australian trademark of cheese produced by Warrnambool Cheese and Butter, which is majority owned by Canadian dairy company Saputo Inc. On the 13th of January 2021, Lino A. Saputo, the chair and CEO of Saputo Inc., announced the rebranding of the cheese under the name Cheer, which will be launched in July 2021, following years of controversy over its name. The product name, which it shares with a racial slur, was defended by previous manufacturers Kraft Foods and dairy farmers despite decades-long campaigns to change it, including through challenges to the Australian Human Rights Commission in 1999 and Advertising Standards Bureau in 2001 by Hagen. In the public debate raised by the campaign to change it, some